If you want to spend less, waste less time, and understand how platforms quietly shape what you pay and what you earn, this episode matters. Over the past few days, 3 major changes hit grocery delivery, global marketplaces, and creator tools. One affects whether you can trust the price you see. One affects how platforms pressure sellers and why that matters to buyers. And one lowers the cost and skill barrier to interactive content on YouTube. None of these are hype stories. They're system-level shifts. Let's walk through them carefully. Story 1. Instacart ends item price testing. Let's start with grocery delivery. Instacart has officially ended all item price tests on its platform. This announcement came on December 22nd, 2025, and it's effective immediately. Here's what that means. Instacart confirmed that some retailers were previously able to run pricing experiments that caused different shoppers to see different prices for the same item, at the same store, at the same time. These tests were run through Eversight, a pricing technology company owned by Instacart. In reporting cited by Reuters and Consumer Reports, price differences were observed as high as 23% for identical items. Instacart says these tests were not based on personal data, demographics, or individual behavior. Still, the outcome was the same. 2 people shopping the same store could pay different prices. After backlash and scrutiny, Instacart says the practice missed the mark, especially at a time when families are trying to stretch grocery budgets. So, Instacart is now banning all item price testing services on Instacart, including Eversight-powered tests. Going forward, if 2 shoppers are browsing the same store location at the same time, they should see the same prices. Now, here's the important limitation. This does not mean prices will be identical across different store locations. Retailers can still set different prices by location. That was true before, and it remains true now. So what's the smart move? First, if you're a frequent Instacart user, recheck your usual grocery basket at your regular store location. If you noticed strange price swings in the past, that specific same-store variability should now be gone. Second, if prices still look high, compare the same chain at a nearby store location. Location-based pricing can still differ, and sometimes significantly. Third, keep receipts and screenshots. Documentation remains your best leverage if something looks off. The big takeaway here is trust. This change doesn't make Instacart cheap, but it does make pricing more predictable. Story 2. China releases platform pricing rules. Next, let's zoom out to global platforms. On December 20th, 2025, China published a new set of rules regulating internet platform pricing behavior. These rules were issued by national regulators, including the Cyberspace Administration of China. They officially take effect on April 10th, 2026. Even if you don't live in China, this matters more than you might think. These rules target how platforms use fees, rankings, and visibility to pressure sellers on price. Specifically, they prohibit platforms from using tactics like higher fees or search ranking penalties to force merchants to lower prices. The stated goal is to normalize price governance, protect consumers and merchants, and support healthier development of the platform economy. In practical terms, regulators are drawing clearer lines around how much leverage platforms can exert over sellers' pricing decisions. Now, what changed recently is important. This isn't just policy talk. This is a formal rules release with a clear, effective date and enforcement expectations. That signals a move from informal pressure to structured regulation. So what happens next? Platforms operating in China are expected to conduct internal audits and self-inspections ahead of April 2026. Some may adjust fee structures, ranking systems, or seller communications preemptively. For consumers, this could reduce some coercive practices that indirectly distort prices. But it does not guarantee lower prices. Reuters notes that major platforms may still engage in aggressive competition and discounting. The difference is how that pressure is applied. For small businesses and sellers, the smart move right now is documentation. If you sell on marketplaces, keep records of fee changes, ranking drops, and price-related communications. Paper trails matter when enforcement tightens. For buyers, especially cross-border shoppers, expect some sellers to adjust prices or shipping strategies as platforms prepare for compliance. Watch your cart totals over time. The key lesson here is structural. When regulators define boundaries, platform behavior changes, often globally. Story 3. YouTube Playables Builder Beta. Now let's talk about creators and tools. YouTube has launched a Playables Builder beta that allows creators to generate bite-sized games with no coding required. The builder uses Google's Gemini 3 model. According to reporting from Pocket Gamer, Engadget, and Tube Filter, the beta became active around December 22, 2025. This tool allows creators to generate simple playable games using text, image, or video prompts. These games can then be published and shared through YouTube's Playables ecosystem. Access is limited. It's a closed beta that requires opt-in and approval. Reported supported regions include the United States, Canada, Great Britain, and Australia. There is no public pricing listed in the sources. The primary constraints right now are access and geography. So what changed? YouTube has moved beyond simply hosting playables. It's now giving creators a builder tool that lowers the cost and skill barrier to making interactive content. That's a meaningful shift. For creators and small businesses, the benefit is speed and experimentation. You can prototype interactive ideas without hiring developers. But there are real limits. These are simple games. There's likely a quality ceiling. There's also a risk of low-effort clones flooding the system, which could lead to tighter moderation or policy changes. Because this is a beta, rules can change quickly. The smart move here is restraint. If you're eligible, opt in. But don't build your entire content strategy around a closed beta. Use it for low-risk experiments. Tie one playable to an existing video series. Measure engagement before investing more time. And respect boundaries. Don't clone copyrighted games. Disclose sponsorships. Avoid deceptive mechanics, especially in kid-adjacent content. So here's what we covered. Instacart ended same-store item price testing, making grocery pricing more predictable, but not universally cheaper. China released formal rules regulating platform pricing behavior, which could reshape how marketplaces pressure sellers worldwide. And YouTube lowered the barrier to interactive content, while keeping access tightly controlled in beta. These are not hacks in the risky sense. They're system updates. And the people who benefit most are the ones who understand the rules early. If this breakdown helped you work smarter, subscribe to Frugal Hacking News. I track these changes so you don't have to. Thanks for watching.